we've kind of talked already about the first steps to take when you're protecting your IP, but it's probably worth drilling down just a bit more into that. I mean, you mentioned Google searches, and we've talked about checking at the Intellectual Property Office's website database too. But if you're starting right from the outset, how do you go about identifying that IP and then registering? I have to say, this is probably one of the processes I found the most stressful starting out. Choosing a business name is really, really hard. It sounds like such an exciting thing to do. It's really tough to get something that people like Emma will tell you can have. It is, and thank goodness you did, otherwise we would have had some right clanging experiences, I think. But walk us through what we should be doing, whether we're a freelancer, whether we're a startup. Even if we've done it before and we might need to sort of double check that the steps we've taken already were the right ones. What should we be doing?
So yeah, it is really difficult. Most people think of, when they're coming up with names, they're thinking of names that are potentially quite descriptive or explain what people are doing. So you may come up with, I don't know, let's say you're running a bakery, a baker's shop. You may go, oh, actually, so what can I call myself? And you want to tell people to save money on sort of marketing and things like that. So you think, maybe I could just call myself the baker's shop, or I don't know, George's baker's shop, or something like that. But what you are doing by coming up with those names is you're using real descriptive names that you can't necessarily protect and you can't own, which is really important. So what you need to be thinking about is ownability, first of all. And in that ownability, you want to be thinking about having a distinctive brand that recognizes you from another business. So something that is not identifiable as being the best or the most premium or the quickest or the easiest. You want something that's unique in that way.
Unique is really hard. I mean, that's what stressed me out, as you know, having seen the notebooks that I was filling with all the ideas that we were coming up with. I mean, every name that we loved, somebody else already had. So I realised I'm completely unoriginal when it comes to choosing a name. Then you get into the realms of the ridiculous, so the completely made up words that, the process we went through is a completely made up word. I was like, yes, no one's got this. I've done all the checks that Emma's told me. But the fundamental problem we had then was that most of those words that were completely meaningless bore no relation to our brand, so you couldn't possibly have told what we were doing from them. Also, in some cases, just wouldn't have been credible to the people that we wanted to sell to, which is a major problem. So it's actually much, much harder. So plain descriptive words, the baker's shop, even George's Bakers, you're not going to get that registered as a trademark. It won't go through.
Yeah, because other people would be able to call themselves that. So what you're really looking for is trademarks that have some sort of that ownability, that aren't descriptive anyway, that are distinctive. And then what you also are looking for is trademarks that you can have some ownership over, so that nobody else out there has them.